What time is it now? It is 2:35. So I'll see where it's at 3. No, this is the fourth different account that I've had to use tonight. I got banned on one, and on 3 of them, including the one I'm on now, it says I cannot get on the FYP page. So we'll see. No debate for me. All right, Amy, you and I are on the same page, so we're good. What's up, Tal? Thank you, Tal. What account am I even on? This account is easy to take down. So if yins are going to mass report, this is an account to do it on. Because it is easy. Sabra. Thank you, Amy. Why is it easy? I don't know. All right, here, I'll help you out. No, you're misquoting me. I said it was an interview between Jalen Ramsey and Ryan Clark. Go listen to it. And I think they did a good job of describing the city of Pittsburgh. And I will say this about Jalen Ramsey. The more and more... And once again, I don't know who else was interviewing Jalen Ramsey. It was definitely Ryan Clark, and there was 2 other people, I believe, talking. It wasn't a video. I was listening to it. And Jalen Ramsey, you could just tell is a smart dude. There are certain people you hear from, you're like, dumb as a rock, but definitely not that guy. You could tell he's a smart dude. I really hope Shifty Shift goes down. It's crazy to me that Fox News talks about Schiff nonstop, and the other ones don't even mention it. Talks about Schiff nonstop, and the other ones don't even mention it. As if with the FBI director and anybody else within this administration, what they say means nothing. And that's crazy to me, I'm not going to lie. Newsmax is where I heard it. I don't watch Newsmax. I have Newsmax. Thank you, Corsi. I have Newsmax, but I have YouTube TV, and I consistently have on the channel where it's Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, and the BBC. Yes, that's fine, April. Yeah, but that... Come on. Little unsteady. It doesn't... You could talk shit on the song. It doesn't matter what I play. Between two broadcasts going at once, we're gonna have somebody talk shit on the song. So I'm not worried about that. Deluded soul. Is that what it said? What up, Smudge? Thank you, Smudge. Bradley, worry about the UK over there. That's what you should worry about. Hold on, I'm scrolling. Sorry. I don't know. They said some military base on Friday in Alaska. Now, traditionally, U.S. presidents, when they make this kind of trip or have this kind of meeting, the teams have already met and things are all already lined up and basically done. And it's just a signing ceremony. However, you have Trump, who's unpredictable, and of course you have Putin, that's even more unpredictable. Well, just as unpredictable. So, and the weird thing is I saw a clip of Levitt talking today, and it seemed like she was downplaying it. Now, Trump will downplay it, just like whenever he went over to Scotland for the meeting with the EU on tariffs. He says, well, it's 50-50 shot if we get it done. That was him boarding the plane. Then he meets with her face-to-face. And he's like, well, we'll see what happens. And then they met for like an hour, and all of a sudden everything's solved. So that was more traditional, where things are already done. It's just kind of a ceremony. Levitt's so annoying, bro. She annoys you because she's white. And keep in mind, our last press secretary read from a binder for everything. And she was the poster girl for a DEI hire, right? She was a short-haired lesbian that was also black. Let's just be 100% real. Be 100% honest. The last two DEI hires, well, three. You have Carmela, she was a DEI hire. You have Karine Jean-Pierre, DEI hire. And then that the Supreme Court judge fucking whatever her name is, Jackson. Levitt is a DEI hire. Why? What are you doing? Trump hired. Okay. And drunks. You're crazy. That's a shame. Honestly, just take the president out of it. Okay. Go watch 20 minutes of Karine Jean Pierre and watch 20 minutes of Caroline Levitt. You know, and I know she is a better press secretary than the raging lesbian that preceded her. You know what I mean? There was a couple of people in the queue. I didn't look who I accepted. What's your name?
You can call me Napoleon.
All right, Napoleon. Where are you from?
I'm from the UK. Can I still get involved?
What do you got? What do you want to talk about?
I mean, I disagree with all your points. It's quite a bad prompt. Very
Okay,
bad
great.
takes.
Okay, so Trump making America great again, that doesn't really affect you. What about a black person can be racist? Explain that to me.
They can't systematic inequality. So by definition, they can't.
Okay, can you pull off the definition?
Oh, I've only got one device.
Okay. But let me just give you a scenario. If I go and kick out all the black people that are in here and I do it based off the color of their skin, is that racist?
Yes.
Of course, duh. If a black person goes and kick out all the white people based off the color of their skin and nothing else, is that racist?
No.
Okay. How does that make sense? And your
That's
brain, in your fucking brain, how does that make sense? Please explain.
because like you've not experienced systematic inequality.
There's no systematic, there's no power here. It is strictly making a decision based off the color of one's skin, which is racist.
You grew up with white tea privilege.
How do you know I'm white?
I'm assuming so.
Oh,
Are
I
you?
would
What
assume
are you?
I'm a foundational black American.
What does that mean?
Honestly, I'm still trying to figure it out myself, but that's what people tell me I am. I'm a
If
foundational black American.
I don't know what foundational means in that context, but if you are BOK, then you definitely can't be racist to other BOKs. You can't be racist to your own race.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let's move past this. I just think it is. Are you a black man, Napoleon?
No.
Okay. Are you a white man?
Yeah.
Have you ever felt guilty for being white?
Yeah.
You have felt guilty.
Yeah.
And why?
So with a lot of what has gone on in history, colonialism, slavery,
Hmm.
whatnot, I do feel that people of color are somewhat owed. I feel
Oh,
like they've got the short end of the stick of history.
I gotcha. Um, Here in my country, I can't speak for your country, Napoleon, but there's a lot of black people that play victim for shit that happened to their ancestors. Um, and I'm sick of that. I'm sick of black people using what happened to, my grandparents might have owned their grandparents. Therefore, I owe them something, or therefore, that's the reason their life is horrendous. It doesn't make sense to me.
They're not playing victims; they are victims.
How are they? Okay. Tell me more.
They're victims of systematic injustices and historical injustices.
I got you. Why is it? I assume based off your opening statement here, why is it that uh, if you were in America, first of all, if you were in America, you definitely would have voted against Trump and for Harris. Why is it that 99.9% of the morons that come up here and tell me that a black person cannot be racist, why do they all align with people like Carmela Harris?
Because Trump is not a good choice, so they went with a better choice. People who
Okay.
have the better take went with the better choice.
Okay. Once again, you're in the UK, so we'll take everything you say with a grain of salt. But just entertain me. What is America missing out on that Harris is not our president? Please tell me.
What is a lot of, well, they haven't got a nonce in office. If you had Harris in, you would have a nonce in office.
Well, let's
That's,
not go. Let's not go with name calling or using adjectives. Give me something that matters, right?
I
What
mean, having not having a PDF in office matters a lot. I don't know if that's.
I got you. I got you. But here, let me take a stab at it.
Mhm.
Our stock market is hitting record highs, and that's a great thing for America.
So you claim.
Hold on one second, Napoleon. Hold on one second. At our southern border, encounters are down over 90% for the last 5 or 6 months. That's a
That's not.
great thing.
It's
Okay,
not.
then lastly, we'll go back to the economy. The second quarter GDP was plus 3%. And that's a great thing for America. So my question
Graph
for
in the bar
you,
goes up.
wait, hold on one second, Napoleon. I'm giving you three different metrics that anybody could go look up for themselves and verify that things are going well here. So, can you give me something where you feel that, like a metric, not your feelings, right? I get it. When Trump puts out a tweet, you get all butthurt. I get that. Can you give me a
I don't
metric?
sound like that.
Okay. Can you give me a metric
Mhm.
where America would be better under a, God forbid, president?
And I'm not allowed to. That sounds like a one less PDF in the head office. Sounds like a metric to me. But if I can't bring that up, I won't bring that up. That's fine. For some reason, that's not valid. But
Well,
yeah, that's fine.
hey Napoleon, how about this? How about if you and I
Mhm.
shake hands and agree that Donald Trump is not is the best person on the planet?
It's not the
Okay, no problem.
understatement of the century, but to make
Okay,
this
no
debate
problem.
easy for
No
you,
problem. So let's
I'll,
shake
I'll, I'll,
hands.
I'll tie one hand behind my back to make this easy for you. I'm happy to do that. I'm not
Okay,
going to
no
complain.
problem. Okay, so
So go
let's
on.
shake hands and agree that Donald Trump is not a saint. Okay. However,
Yeah.
I don't elect people to be a saint. I elect people to run the country the way that I feel
Okay.
is best. And
Okay. So not
Republic.
with integrity. Okay. No, fair enough. You're a pragmatist, realpolitik in that. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay, so can you give me somewhere where you feel that President Harris, hypothetically, would
Hmm.
have this country doing better? Go ahead, sir. The floor is yours.
Certainly. Roe versus Wade.
Okay,
She
what
would be
about it?
repealing that, enshrining women's rights.
Okay,
Trump,
walk me through.
ACA, the tariffs are ruining people. The tariffs are ruining
Wait, we
people. I
went
don't care
from
if Labour
Roe
Party.
versus Wade to tariffs very quickly. Okay,
You want me to? There's a lot to talk about. I mean, you're getting excited because a
okay,
little, I mean, obviously you're a capitalist. A little line on the graph's gone slightly higher. I don't know if you feel the effects of that, but if that is, you know what I mean.
okay. So
You
let's start with Roe versus Wade. And once again, you're a typical Democrat here in my country, where you come up and you spew some bullshit up against the wall, and then whenever
I think the
you
Democrats are
hold
right
on
wing,
one
if
second,
anything.
Napoleon, hold on one second. Whenever you're asked like a follow up question, that's where it gets a little sticky.
Hmm.
So I
Okay.
said to you, where would America be better under President Harris? The first bullshit line you threw up against the wall was Roe versus Wade.
Hmm.
So number one, explain that to me, please.
Explain what to me why it should be a right for women to do what they want to do with their body.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me more.
I thought you were going to ask me a follow up question. Was that is very vague? Yeah,
Just
they need to
explain
bring
to
back
me how
Roe
Roe
versus
versus.
Wade. Uh, Kamala would have ensured that. Trump
Okay,
wouldn't.
can I ask you a question? How
Hmm.
was Roe versus Wade overturned?
How was it overturned by the Supreme Court?
Okay, great. Okay, so how would and keep in mind the Supreme Court is a supermajority in the Republicans' favor.
That is
So
correct.
how would how would Carmela Harris fix Roe versus Wade? Go ahead.
She would have gone enshrined in the Constitution, an amendment.
How?
An amendment. She would have passed an amendment.
Okay, how?
Executive order.
Executive order to change the wait, what?
Executive order amendment. That's the least she could do.
So you're saying it okay, so all right. Napoleon, first impression, you're dumb as a rock. Let's keep going though. So if that was the case, why wouldn't Joe Biden have done that right after the Supreme Court did it? Go
He
ahead.
he didn't want to throw things in November for Kamala. He didn't want an October surprise. He didn't want nothing like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I have no clue what the fuck you're saying.
You know what I'm saying is he didn't want to rock the boat. He by the time Roe v. Wade happened, but by the time the Supreme Court made their ruling, it was getting very close to election time. He could not afford to do anything major like that.
Wait, what are you saying?
You're saying why did Biden pass an executive order? And I'm saying it would have been too divisive at the time. He played real politics.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to look up when it was overturned because it was much. You act like okay, so it was June 22nd that I'm sorry, June 2022. So if that was the case, how would there be an October surprise? What the fuck? Not Julian, Sarah. Sarah, how you been? All right, Napoleon, are we done here?
I'm still here. No,
Okay,
you're
you were
saying
on. Just so
why
you
didn't
know,
he
if you were talking
when I,
while you were on another, while you left the app, I could not hear what you were saying. So June
I'm aware.
22nd
I'm aware.
or June 2022, the Supreme Court
Mm-hmm.
overruled overruled what was going on. Overruled Roe versus Wade. Why wouldn't Joe Biden sign an executive order the day after?
Why would
Your
he the day after?
yeah, your
Well, because
response was
you
he didn't
know,
want an October surprise. I don't even know what the fuck
because
that means.
listen, because listen, the midterms are coming up. Well, October surprise doesn't need to be in October. It's just a general saying. But obviously, the midterms were coming up that
Okay,
year.
so why
Well, then,
not do it the day after the midterms?
because then everyone knows once the midterms are over, it's effectively the early beginnings of the election campaign.
I got you. Okay, so I'll be honest with you, Napoleon. You recap is how would Harris be better for the country? First answer you gave was Roe versus Wade. You embarrassed yourself there. What was your second point?
You really own the libs. What was my second part? The
Yes.
second part would have been what we were saying earlier about how obviously not having. Oh, sorry, I can't use that about the PDF. You said I can't. I mean, bro, there's loads of stuff. I could literally go on and on.
No, what
Could
I'm.
go on and on.
You know how I gave
The
you.
tariffs, the tariffs.
Okay, so if keep in mind, here in America, back in April, the media and the Democrats, like yourself, were
Mm-hmm.
saying that the economy was going to be ruined. We were going to enter into a recession, and the stock market was going to tank. Now,
Yeah.
that fear mongering did happen.
Mm-hmm.
The stock market did go down a little bit. However, we have hit multiple record highs
So you
here
claim.
in
So you
America.
claim.
Okay, hold on one second. And the we're not in a recession, right? We just had a positive GDP number. So explain it to me.
Listen, barely growing might be growth. Imagine if we didn't have them tariffs, bro.
Okay,
We could have been in the post post COVID economic boom, bro.
okay. Tell me more.
Tell you more. So we're America's getting growth now. Very little growth, but growth.
Okay,
They're just about not in a recession. I wouldn't call tariffs successful.
okay. I listen. I find you. I don't know why you're in this conversation about U.S. politics, but I think you're a complete moron.
So
Okay,
you brought that up 10 minutes. You brought that up 10 minutes into us
but you
discussing.
do understand that America's GDP percentage was 6 times greater Q2 this year versus the UK. You do realize that, right?
What does that do with anything? What's that?
Well,
Compare
you're in
America
the
to America.
UK talking. Wait, hold on one second. You're in the fucking United Kingdom talking US politics, but the one time I bring up a stat about the UK, you have a meltdown?
Well, no, I'm talking about you. Who's having a meltdown, bro? This ain't yours. Stephen Crowder. Imagine, you know what I mean? Nick Fuentes, Charlie Kirk. In person, what do you think is going on? Is that what you call a meltdown?
Napoleon,
I thought
Napoleon,
you. I'm happy to talk about the
hello,
UK, but you got a point.
Napoleon,
Yes, right?
Napoleon. You criticized America and said our GDP, our economy is not
It
growing.
could have been doing much better.
Okay, we're still once again, that's your opinion. We are still 6 times greater in Q2 of this year than your country.
Do you know if I was to insult your wife, that's not me complimenting my wife. You're aware of that. You know that, right? So you're bringing up. Did you know the Q2 from this
But
year is better
Napoleon,
than you? Well, what are you doing, bro? You
Napoleon,
simpleton.
you're criticizing America's GDP, saying it could be better when we were 6 times greater than your GDP. That's all.
I never said the UK's GDP
All
was
right.
great.
So
Why are
okay. So
you're shadow boxing. You're arguing the voices in your head. Just
okay.
ignore my accent. Ignore my accent. I don't think that's relevant.
Okay. Great. Okay. So 2 points you've brought up so far, both massive failures. Do you have another metric where you believe Carmela Harris would be doing better
So
for
I
America? Go ahead.
disprove you, and you brush them under the rug like the PDF thing. That's massive. That's fine if you wanna. I mean, I'm not here to. I'm not going to change your mind, but you know what I mean. You should look a bit. You look a bit inauthentic.
Okay. Okay. So do you have a metric where America would be doing better? Besides your feelings would be less hurt?
My feelings would be less. I don't feel awfully strong about it.
Okay.
I just know objective reality. I'm aware of facts and objective reality. Like that
Sir,
doesn't make me
you're
upset.
aware, sir, let's be honest, you're aware of zero facts, right? For you to come up here and act as if Carmela Harris is going to write a executive order overriding Roe versus Wade, I think that was your loss.
She
I
would
think
have,
for
and it would have
you,
been one
hold
of the
on one
most
second,
iconic. It
Napoleon.
would have been one of the most iconic moments since the Civil Rights Act, and you know that yourself.
Oh, why? So why? Okay. That's the problem with Democrats, and I'll put you in that category. You guys are so fucking lost, and in
Democrats,
a way,
they're too right wing for me.
and I don't know who's more dangerous to the world, the dumb people that are lost, or the very intelligent people that are lost. You're in the first category, dumb as a rock. Um, I don't know who's a bigger threat to society.
Okay. Personally, the biggest threat to society at the moment is a person in the strongest office in the world who is a prominent name. Sorry, I'm not allowed to bring you up on the Epstein files. I was going to say, I forgot that I was not allowed. I had to tie a hand behind my back.
But Napoleon, I must say, let's just say hypothetically, Trump is on the Epstein files. How does
There's
that?
no hypothetical about it.
Okay, no problem. Not going to fact check you. No problem. How does that change our border? How does
How
that
does that change
change?
your border?
Yeah, how does that change the border? It doesn't, right? How does that
How,
change the stock market? Zero impact.
I,
How does
I
that
don't
change our
know.
GDP? Zero impact.
Maybe it is relevant. I'm from the UK. I don't know if it's a cultural difference across the ocean, across the Atlantic. But personally, I think PDFs aren't good people. That's just me.
Great, a
I'm
hundred
not.
percent. They should
I'm
all be
aware of
shot.
moral
No problem.
relativism.
No problem. Once again, you're fighting with the voices in your head, Napoleon. I'm not fighting you on that. Okay, what I'm asking you is how would your hypothetical change anything that's going on in this country? Right? And just think about this, Napoleon. You have Trump being accused of a lot of crazy shit, convicted of 34 felonies, impeached twice, incited a quote unquote insurrection on January 6th, and the Democratic Party still lost to that man.
Yeah, that's correct.
What does that say, what does that say about
What
what does that say about the Democratic Party in
what are you
my
trying
country?
to? What are you trying to? What kind of the Democrats lost to that man? What kind of 90% of people in Afghanistan support the Taliban? Do you think the Taliban are a good idea?
Oh, so you're comparing Trump to the Taliban now?
I'm comparing popular things aren't always good things.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so where do we go from here,
Because
Napoleon?
the point you made is he did all this bad stuff, but he won. Like, that's literally your point. The point you made is he won. The
No,
point I'm
well,
making is
let
an
me
average person
once again. You're
is
dumb as
silly.
fuck, Napoleon. You're dumb as fuck. Let me go a step further.
Yeah, I know.
That's how bad the Democratic Party is in the United States, right?
The
Even
Democratic Party is very bad. I agree.
okay, great. Okay, so we agree.
It is. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that that is the lesser of two evils.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, that's what it is here in
Thank you for
America.
not
There's two
fighting me and
parties.
conceding on that.
Wait, say that again.
I said thank you for not fighting me on that and not and conceding.
Can I ask you a question? Next question, Napoleon. Are you a
Of
Muslim?
course you can. Yes.
You're a Muslim. And how are Muslims? How's first of all, are you a fan of Tommy Robinson?
Got mixed feelings about him.
Okay, what's the best thing about Tommy?
What's the best thing about Tommy?
Yeah, what's the
He's
best
from my
thing?
hometown. He's from my hometown, Luton.
And what's the worst thing about Tommy Robinson?
The worst thing about Tommy Robinson, he's an Israel supporter.
Okay. Oh, you're anti-Israel as well. Okay, great. Um, okay.
Shocker.
And how are Muslims doing in your country? Whenever I don't know what made it come up, but something on my newsfeed came up. It said something like a Muslim rape gang.
What, the grooming gangs?
Yeah.
Is this part of your prompt? I'm happy to talk about it, but is this part of your prompt?
No, I
This
think
your
it's. I mean, I do have Islam listed as number three. I think Islam.
do you want to do tea attacks or do you want to do grooming gangs? I don't
Let's
mind.
just start with the grooming gangs. What were your thoughts whenever that those reports came out?
In what sense?
Do you think it was a good thing? What's happening? I don't know, Alaska. What's
Do I
going
think
on there?
it was a good thing that they were reporting on it?
Yeah.
I think it was a good thing they were reporting on it.
Can I tell you, Napoleon? I must tell you, and this is a little bit of a confession from you to
Yeah.
me, or from me to you, is my number one concern is Muslims in my country committing crimes, and the U.S. government, whether it's a mayor, a sheriff, a governor, a county director, that is my worry, is they are going to cover up and not reveal the religion or the motive behind it, so there's no anti-Islam actions in this country.
Why would it? What would they? What would the establishment? Can I use the word establishment? Is that what you said? Mayors, politicians. I think I can
Well,
use the word
we
establishment.
have we currently have a dumb Muslim running for
Well,
mayor.
he's not elected, but so the words you're using, you said like mayors, politicians,
Hmm.
authorities. Can I use the word establishment? Is that cool?
No,
Uh,
I mean
I can't
you
use the
could
word
say it.
establishment.
You could say whatever word you want. I really don't care about the adjective
Okay, so the
you want
people
to
you're
use.
talking about that are covering this up, unfortunately, because you're not letting me use the word establishment. The people you're talking about.
Wait. What are you talking about? Use whatever word you want. I
No,
don't give
I'm
a
saying, can I
fuck.
use establishment? You said no. You
Go
said no
no, go
first.
for it. Go.
Go for it. Okay,
That's not the
so
point. But go ahead.
so that's obviously a big concern to you, and I'm happy to talk to you about that. So that concern, obviously regarding the establishment covering these things up. So when someone does something, when you do this live, you had something to gain, whether it was reactions, whether it was
Wait, hold
if
on, Napoleon. Why to me? And once again, I'm not in the UK. I'm dumb as fuck. I'm just a guy on TikTok
yeah.
talking. But to me, it seemed like the UK government were covering up grooming and rape gangs because there it was majority of them were Muslims doing it. Am I
I'm
wrong there?
I'm I don't actually know. I'm trying to get to that because you said you got that concern and you big up Kazi with the gifts. You said you got that concern on your side. So if this establishment are trying to, so when you do something, usually there's some kind of agenda. So what do you think they would
I'm
gain
so
from
sorry.
having to
Just
do
very
that?
bluntly, was my read on the situation correct that the members of the UK government were covering up this rape and grooming gang because they were muzzies?
That's what it's looking like. That's what it's
Okay.
looking like.
Okay, so that's my fear, and that's why I said that to you. Is
That's your fear. What do you reckon would be the gain for that? What would you reckon would be what would be
um,
gained from that?
well, let me tell you what would be gained from exposing it is people are more aware that Islam is the greatest threat to the world right now. There's no doubt about it.
But what would be the gain from the establishment hiding that? What would they gain from hiding it?
Let's start off with Starmer. Starmer is allowing a whole bunch of immigrants into the country, right?
Mhm.
So that would make him look bad if we're just allowing people to come into the country and they're going and doing these horrendous things, right? Just like when the
Mhm.
Democrats allow 20 million people in 4 years, it's not a good look on them when one of the illegal immigrants goes and commits murder or whatever the case may be, right?
But you said, sorry, I want to stick like to your prompt, your general thing about the. I'm happy talking about UK, but you specifically said it's a concern that will happen in your country. I'm trying to think
Wait,
what
why are
would
you not
the
addressing what I'm talking about? I'm telling
well,
you, your
because
wait,
you kind of
stop,
deflected. You
Napoleon.
kind of.
Stop right now. I'm
Uh,
telling you right now, your religion, your
who's crashing
religion
out?
is the
Who's getting
greatest
upset?
threat to the world right now. There is no doubt
Yeah,
about it.
probably,
Address
yeah.
that.
I agree with you.
Okay, great. So
I
what?
agree with you. I agree with you. So stop you crashed out there, but I'm
Okay,
willing
so
to
why
calm your
are
tempers and
you
agree with you.
practicing a religion that you
Say it again.
agree is why are you a Muslim still when you agree that people from your religion are the greatest threat to this world? Go ahead.
Let's turn that. So that question is based on an unusual premise. Let's turn it on its head. Would you say the USA has the potential to be the greatest threat in the world? It's got the biggest army, the biggest economy. It's got the potential to be the biggest threat in the world.
Wait, why are you not answering my question directly again? Why? And
No, no,
Napoleon,
I'm answering
Napoleon,
your
can I
question
tell you
with a
something, sir?
rhetorical question.
Napoleon, I must tell you,
But you still love the
I
US.
got you, Napoleon. Hold on one second. My
Yeah.
frustration is not with you. It is night after night. I have Muslims come up here. They do nothing. They do nothing but lie, deny, and deflect. And that's where my frustration is coming from. It's not really with you. I just don't understand why when I ask you a question, you're not answering directly.
What? I already
Hold
so
on, let
you
me
raised your voice and you got upset at a certain point, and I immediately conceded.
I got you. No
Jenny
problem.
conceded on that point when
Napoleon,
you said
stop.
the world's greatest threat. I agreed with you.
Napoleon, focus, focus.
I'm
Why are
talking.
you, hold on, let's recap.
Mm-hmm.
I said Muslims are the greatest threat to this world.
And I agreed with
You
you.
you agreed, and yet you still practice the religion. So the question I asked very directly was why are you practicing a religion where you admit that your own people
Hmm.
are the greatest threat to the world? Please answer that directly. Go ahead.
So when you say the greatest threat to the world,
Okay, deflection again. Go ahead.
no, I'm not. I'm trying to get to the premise of your. You can't just say these words.
What do you mean? You
You're
agreed
not
with
that
me.
guy, man. You can't just say these words. You can't just say deflection TM like what you
Wait,
said.
hold
No,
on,
no.
Napoleon. Napoleon. I said they're the greatest threat, and you agreed with me. So
No,
now you want
I did agree, but the
now
follow
you
up
want
question.
clarification.
So yeah, the follow up question. No, because I'm trying to get you to understand the answer I'm about
Let
to
me
give
give
you.
you one example. There's only one religion.
No. On yeah, actually, yeah. Go on. Give me your example. Yeah, go on.
Okay, there's only one religion in the world that
Yeah.
they wear suicide vests. Right? That's a threat to the
Okay.
world. There's only one
And who
religion in
did
the
and
world. Uh,
who did they use as vests on? Who did they use as vests on?
Anybody. That's not
On
the point.
anybody.
That's not the point. That
But what kind of people? Who are they using them on primarily? Give me examples of people.
Wait, I'm so sorry. Outside the Ariana Grande concert, did they not use suicide vests there? Okay,
I don't know. I don't know if they did.
okay, but
I can't
that
remember.
that that was in your country, and it's not like whenever they blow themselves up, it's only taking out Jews or Christians. There's Muslims also killed. But this
Okay.
is you deflecting Napoleon.
Yeah. But
This is
your question is why would
Napoleon.
I support?
Napoleon. I'm getting impatient.
I'm answering your question. I'm giving you the answer you want. The question is
No, the question is why do you still practice a religion when a lot of people from that religion are a great threat to the world? Go ahead, Napoleon.
exactly. So I'm giving you the answer you want. I'm answering your question, but you're trying to deflect. So you're saying they're the greatest threat. Would you rather be on the side of the threat, or would you rather be against the greatest threat?
Napoleon, I'm so sorry, Napoleon,
Yeah.
they're also killing Muslims. So you're
Oh, so
saying you're still, wait, hold up. You're saying that I'm still a
yeah.
Muslim, so I'm on the same side as the bad guys, but they're
Yeah.
also killing your own.
They're a lot less likely to unalive me if I'm on their side.
What?
It's a numbers game at the end of the day. It's like Pascal's wager, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Out of all the people I've asked that question to, nobody has ever said, I just want to stay on the side as the bad guys because statistically it is less likely that they murder me.
Would you rather be unalive than alive?
I would never ever
Oh,
join.
wait. So
I would
you were happy to
never
you were
join
happy to
your
take a
religion.
you were happy. Listen, but you said you voted Trump. You don't care if he's a PDF, if he's not a morally good guy. You voted him for results. So do you do stuff for results, or do you do stuff because of moral
Okay, so
integrity?
let's talk.
You can't have your cake and eat it. You can't have your cake and eat it.
100%. So let's talk about results. I've asked this question for a couple weeks now on two different apps, and it's a very simple question, and I want to give you a chance to brag about your religion. Can you
course.
tell me the most impactful Muslim this century? Okay,
This century.
this
Oh,
century.
that's going to be OBL, isn't it?
Okay, and why? Go ahead, brag about them a little bit. Go ahead.
What do you mean, bro? So
Good.
OBL.
Brag about Bin Laden. Go ahead. And just
OBL.
Napoleon. I just want to be crystal
I'm
clear.
doing it. I'm doing what.
Hold on,
Listen,
Napoleon. There's 2
listen,
billion.
Mr. Own the Libs. I'm doing the thing you want. I'm doing the thing you want.
There's
You can clip this all. I'm giving I'm doing what you want, bro.
there's 2 billion of you motherfuckers, and the most
Exactly.
productive Muslim is Bin Laden. But go ahead, brag about him a little bit. Go ahead, I'll give my word.
Listen, if we're talking about OBL, if we're going to talk about OBL, look at it in a historical context. 1991, Cold War ended.
That's
Blah,
not this
blah, blah.
century. That's not this century. That's not this
Yeah,
century.
do you not know what context means?
Once again, what has
Do you not know what context means?
Napoleon? The question is
So I'm giving context.
Napoleon.
Like things,
The question is
to explain why things happen, you have to explain things before that.
Napoleon. The question was, who is the one Muslim that has been most impactful?
OBL, and I'm
world.
telling you why. I'm telling you why it's OBL. I'm telling
And
you
go
why
ahead,
it's OBL.
tell the people what he did.
So
go ahead, Napoleon.
not 91 post Cold War, blah blah blah.
Oh my
10
god, you
years
can't
of-
make this shit up. I swear to
Well,
God.
why do all you guys have like weird laughs? Why do you all have like these weird like?
Listen, I'm not. I'm not.
I feel like a lot of you guys have social
criticize.
schools.
Listen, just
You have,
answer the
you have
question.
major issues
Quit
with social
deflect.
schools.
Please quit deflecting. Tell the people how
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. But then you did that laugh and you threw me
I
off.
just want to hear what he did this century, because that's the question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
how did this century go for Bin Laden?
Do you want to give me? You want me to give context, or am I not allowed to give?
No,
context?
I don't want context. Just tell me what he has
I
done
would-
that was
I would like
impactful
to
this
give
century.
context. I would like to give context.
Okay, go.
So obviously, 90s, whatever, like blah blah blah, all of that stuff. Everything was a bit boring. Not much went on back then. Do you know what I mean? You had friends and that. Do you know what I mean? Then 2000 millennium, blah blah blah, optimism, all of that. 01 strikes. This guy changes the course. That was a canon event. This guy changes the course of history. You said who is the most influential Muslim?
I said impactful, but same thing. Go ahead.
Well, impactful. Yeah,
And the
same
most
thing.
positive thing.
If it's the same thing, why did you feel you narcissist? Why do you feel the need to interrupt me?
I
If
am.
it's the
Well,
same- what did
Napoleon,
that? What
hold
did
on.
that add to the conversation?
Okay, hold on one second. Napoleon, first of all, I want to tell you, Napoleon, I am a narcissist. I must hear myself talk. That's why I only enjoy doing one-on-ones now. That's number one. Number two, let's just go with the Muslim recap here, okay? You agree that Islam is the greatest threat to the world. And then the next part was name the most impactful Muslim this century, which would be the last 25 years. And you had to pick a terrorist. So the question remains, why the fuck would anybody be a Muslim? Why? You have 2 billion. Once again, I doubt that it's 2 billion. I don't know who came up with that number. Regardless, let's go with it. You have 2 billion people doing nothing? Nothing? You can't name one person? So the question, Napoleon, is very simple. Why are you still a Muslim? Please.
Why did he kick me there?
Because I'm a narcissist. I must hear
No,
myself
no,
talk, and you
I
kept
could
interrupting
tell.
me,
I could tell you
Napoleon.
got a lot of developmental issues. But hear me
Yes,
out. Hear me
that's
out.
me. Go ahead.
So to answer your question, you asked me who was the most impactful Muslim of this century, and I said OBO. I would
Hmm.
go as far, and I think you'd agree with me. I was going far to say OBO is the most impactful person of this century, bro.
Right.
That day, 9/11, that day was a canon event that changed the entire course of this century, and the ramifications are still being felt now. That was when the timelines changed, bro. So you played off like your biggest guy. He's the most impactful guy of this century, bro.
Okay, so was
Talk,
that a
talk.
positive impact or a negative impact on the world?
It was an impact.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Very directly. Was it positive or negative?
I know you're probably a big Avengers fan. You like your anime
Okay,
comic books and whatnot.
let's count how many times you deflect. Okay, was 9/11 a positive or a negative impact? Go ahead, Napoleon.
I don't do good guys. I don't do bad guys. I don't play your little role play thing. You're doing positive, negative. It was a canon event and it needed to happen, and we could
But
all
wait,
agree on that.
you started this conversation by lecturing me on Trump as a bad guy.
That's correct.
So,
Yeah,
so you have no problem saying Trump is a bad guy,
that's
but
different.
you can't say Osama bin Laden is a bad guy. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm saying OBL needed to happen. He was in a moral grey area. I'll give you that. I'll call
A
him.
moral gray area?
If you wanna twist my cojones, if you really want to get something out of me, I will say he was in a moral grey area, but it needed
Wow.
to happen. Regardless of what you say, it needed to happen.
That's a shame, Napoleon. That is that is a shame that there are people
What's a shame that I'm on the winning side? You admitted that.
winning side. Where I'm so sorry. Where are Muslims winning anywhere in the world?
You agreed it's the biggest threat.
Wait, Napoleon, where are they winning though?
We agreed it's the biggest threat. The world.
Yes, it's not a
The
good thing.
world is it's the biggest threat. You could either play the victim and act like it's a threat, or you could play the big man and act like you're winning. You can't have your cake and eat it. You
Okay.
cannot have your cake and eat it.
Okay, so you're saying Muslims are winning because the rest of the world are worried about suicide vests, car rammings, and planes flying into buildings as a result of your religion.
That is literally the point of theism.
That is, and do you take great pride in that? Sounds like you do. I'm not gonna lie.
I like to be part of the winning side.
Oh, so you think that's when? Wow, Napoleon. May I ask how old are you?
I'm in my 20s.
You're in your 20s. Have you ever been on any kind of watch list or anything like that?
Not as far as not as far not to my knowledge. No, I don't know. Not to my knowledge.
All
I
right,
wouldn't be
all right,
surprised
all
if I
right. Here we
was.
go. All right. So next question. Hypothetically, your best friend, whoever that may be, you know who that is. Obviously, I don't. Your best friend has a suicide vest on, and
Hmm.
he is about to leave the house, and he is going to kill Jews.
Okay.
Would you alert the authorities? Yes or no?
I love my friends.
Wow. That is fucking crazy. So hypothetically, your best friend has a suicide vest on. He says, "Hey, Napoleon, I'm heading out. It was nice knowing you. I'm about to take out a couple hundred Jews." You would not alert the authorities. You would say, "Hey, have a good
Let,
one."
let's flip it back on you. One of your lot wants to do a little Columbine. Are you grassing him up? He tells
Yes,
you
of
before.
course, no hesitation. Anybody that's going to commit mass murder, whether it's a relative, my best friend, a business partner, and an employee, it does not matter. I'm alerting the
Would you consider
authorities.
yourself a nationalist?
Napoleon, I am not a Muslim, sir.
Yeah,
I don't glorify death like you
I know.
motherfuckers.
Follow up question. Would you consider yourself a nationalist?
Um, a nationalist? No, not so much.
A
In some
patriot?
ways, I'll be honest with you, Napoleon. I think, in some ways, I appreciate Trump, and he's a cheerleader for America, and I
And
keep saying that.
you like that? You like in group preference?
Yeah, 100%. I
You
am
believe
a
in it?
big
It's okay, but
yes.
that doesn't
Wait,
extend to your friends.
Napoleon. We're getting away from the fact that I literally just asked a grown ass man. that if his best friend was going to murder Jews, you said you would not alert the authorities.
Yeah,
What the
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
is
yeah,
wrong with
and
you?
we're still talking about that. We're not deflecting. We're still talking about that. But so your in-group preference does it extend to your friends? No,
Uh, no, not really.
you because you framed it. You framed it as in like, or would you do it because of like Islam or yada yada? If he did anything untoward, one of my pals, close pals, did anything untoward, I would never, ever, ever, ever contact the authorities.
Oh, that's scary.
And,
Your
and
way.
to me,
Remember, whenever I said Napoleon, I don't know if it's the dumb people like you or the smart people like you that are more dangerous to society. You, sir, you are a danger to society.
no, I've just got my own moral paradigm. I'm just not. I'm just not a sheep.
Your
And
own. Do you
to me, you are
fucking
the
hear
bad guy. You're the
yourself? Do you
embarrassing one.
hear yourself talk?
To me, you're the embarrassing one. You're the one that
Yes,
I'm
I'm the
got.
embarrassing one.
You're
No
the one
problem.
I'm got. You're saying about I'm in my
Napoleon.
20s. You're saying I'm a grown
Napoleon.
man, and I said that. You're a grown man, and you're saying you snitch on your pals. There's
Yes,
nothing worse than a snitch. There's nothing worse than a
100%.
snitch. There's
Okay,
nothing. There's
fair
nothing worse
enough.
than a snitch, bro.
Gotcha. So you would much rather have 200 innocent Jews die, including your friend. And
Randomness, randomness.
keep in mind, Napoleon, your friend is going to use a suicide vest, so he's also going to die. So you don't even give a fuck about your friend living.
Well, you know what? Listen, credit where credit's due. That is a good point. That is something I have. I'll probably try to talk him out of it. I will talk him out of it. Still would have grasped him off because if I grasp him off, he's going to be in pen, and that's arguably worse than being unalived.
Right. So just think about that, Napoleon. You want to
Yeah.
lecture me, but oh, I don't want to snitch out my friend. Your friend's going to be dead. He has a suicide vest on.
That's the only decent. We've spoke for about half an hour. That's the only decent point you made.
Wow.
It's too. I've been throwing
Not
facts
the
after
200
facts.
dead Jews.
I've been throwing facts after facts, and that is the only decent. But credit, I'm not. I'm objective. Like I said, I'll
You're
give credit where
objective.
credit's
You're a
due.
fucking terrorist. You fucking hear me?
Am I?
You're a fucking terrorist.
One
Anybody
man.
that comes up here and spews that shit, and then whenever just a simple question, your best friend has a suicide vest going to murder 200 Jews, would you rat him out? Would you call the authorities? And your answer is no. You, sir, are a fucking terrorist. Something is wrong with you.
Something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with me. You're claiming something's wrong with me.
You repeated it back to me 3 times, and it was true every fucking time.
Every time, every time. Why are you getting upset, bro? Why are you chimping out?
No, not Dan saluting Napoleon. What the fuck?
Big up Dan, man. Dan's one of my friends, and Dan is one of my. He knows what that means.
I
Dan
got
knows
you.
what that means.
I got you. Dan, hypothetically, your friend, Napoleon said you're friends with him. Dan, if Napoleon had a suicide vest and was going to murder 200 Jews, he was leaving your house, would you, Dan, alert the authorities?
Listen, maybe on the other side of the Atlantic, friendship means something else. I don't know. Maybe it's a cultural thing again.
No, you would not alert the authorities. That's just crazy.
You're virtue signaling. Friendship doesn't mean nothing to you. Have you got? I highly doubt you actually got friends, but if
Wait,
you do, I hope they
Napoleon.
listen to this live.
I'm sorry, Napoleon. Once again, how much of a friend are you that you're allowing your friend to go murder himself and murder innocent people?
Would you say? Would you say? Being unalived is a worse punishment than life imprisonment.
I don't know. I've never been to jail.
You don't need to go to jail. How do you personally feel about both situations? Which one, subjectively,
Wait,
which one would you say is
Napoleon,
worse?
there's no explaining this away, right? Once again, the question was
You're saying it like I'm backtracking, bro. If you ask me this question a million times, it'll be the same answer.
wow. What about if it wasn't your best friend? It was just like an acquaintance, like you work with him, right? He's a cashier at McDonald's just like you. And he says, I'm going to murder 200 Jews.
I earn 3 times your salary, but go on, yeah.
You would,
So a random, an acquaintance, okay.
yes. Would you alert the authorities that he was going to?
I probably would only the main driving force would be in case if he did do it, and they found out that I knew and I didn't say anything, I could personally get in trouble for it.
Not to save the innocent lives?
That would be an added bonus of what would my primary concern would be myself.
That is crazy.
Would you rather me lie to you?
No, no, and I appreciate your honesty. I really do. And I think people like you that come up here. If you guys remember Little Bin Laden, whenever he's up here, there's so many Muslims that come up here and act as if people like you and Little Bin Laden don't exist, but there's a lot of you just like yourself, and it scares me.
People are making accounts. Oh my days! But someone made a fan account, bro. Fucking hell! I'm answering all groupies in the comments.
Napoleon. Oh wow. Listen, once again, you guys could say whatever you want about Julian. Okay, Julian is consistent. Napoleon, consistent. Little Bin Laden, consistent. They're not coming up here one day saying WIDF, then the next day W October 7th. I appreciate people that are just very blunt and honest, right? And this man is.
At the end of the day, there's no pussyfooting around certain situations, and I feel like you don't understand. I could tell you probably watch a lot of. I'm right in assuming you consume a lot of media, you consume a lot of right wing media, you consume a lot of fictional media. You don't really have a grasp on the human condition. I
Wait,
feel like
I'm so sorry. What does that have to do white guilt? Yeah, let's recap. So first, you feel guilty for being white. You wouldn't alert the authorities if your best friend had a suicide vest that was going to murder 200 Jews. You understand that your religion is the greatest threat to the planet, and yet you're up here criticizing me watching some media? Like, is that crazy or
I'm
no?
saying I could tell you have your goy slop. Do you know what I mean? You have your high fructose food. Do you know what I mean? And whatnot. I could tell you don't understand that you're soulless. You don't understand the human condition, and that's why
I
you only
don't
have guys.
understand the human condition. Do you understand what
Can I ask you? You asked me a
Napoleon,
few personal questions. Can
Napoleon,
I?
do you understand the words that are coming out of your mouth
Well, I do understand.
versus the shit that you're supporting? Do you get that?
Listen, I do understand the words that come out of my mouth. You've asked me a lot of personal questions. Can I ask you one? How old are you?
No, absolutely not.
You chimping out. You won't.
Oh,
Show me.
no, Napoleon. I just have a, I have a,
It's a two-way street.
no,
Be
no,
fair.
no, no, Napoleon. I'm very transparent here, and maybe I should have been at first. I don't answer questions. My goal
You
is
have
to
been. You
get.
have been.
Hold on 1 second, Napoleon. My goal is to get a dumb Democrat or a dumb Muslim up here, or a dumb black
No,
supremacist,
I wouldn't
and
call myself
you
a
fit
Democrat.
2.5 of those categories because I think you're a black supremacist stuck in a white man's body. You fit every box. I could check it off. And
I
my
could assure you
goal
one thing. I
is
am not a
hold
black
on, Napoleon,
supremacist.
Napoleon,
Yeah.
Napoleon. Once again, I don't understand why the fuck you're talking when I'm talking. My goal is very simple: is to ask you questions, embarrass the fuck out of you until either A, you've had enough, or I've had enough. Right? That's all. I can't.
Yo, yo,
Schmello, where are you from?
yo,
Hello?
hello.
Where are you from?
What?
I'll try one more time. Where are you from? Your internet is lagging. So tell your neighbor to reset the router and then come back up.
Yo,
Where are you from?
California.
And what brings you up?
The Islam thing.
All right. Are you Muslim?
No, sir.
All right. And what did you come up to say about it?
I think it's cringe.
Okay. The religion as a whole?
Uh, no, no. I think the statement is cringe.
That state you're talking about what's on my photo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is it accurate or no?
No.
Okay. Tell me more.
Well, one of the biggest terrorist attacks that people often think about is 9/11, which was actually an Israel job.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're a 9/11 conspiracy theorist. Okay,
No,
so
no. This is
let's just keep it
facts.
simple, Michael. Right now, let's just talk about the last decade, actually. What religion has committed more terrorist attacks? Go ahead.
What religion?
Yeah,
No idea.
no idea. Okay, well, how about this? They call me Professor Dave. So your homework is go do some research, right? Quit being an anti-Semitic prick. Go do some research and figure out what religion dancing Israelis. Right. So the three dancing Israelis represent every Jew, but the dozen or so, however many there were, the dozen or so hijackers don't represent Muslims. Too funny. All right, Jesse, where are you from?
I'm from Texas.
You're from Texas, bro?
Yeah.
All right, why are you here, just me?
For real? I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Are you drunk or high, sir?
No.
Oh, this is you sober.
Yeah.
All right, just me. Once again, I don't know what's more scary: a drunk guy sounding like that, or a completely allegedly sober person sounding like that.
I feel like that human condition comment really got to you, bro. Like you really fumbled in the end.
Wait, I'm so sorry. Say that again.
You fumbled. Are you gonna kick me now? Is that gonna be your own the libs moment? Kick me,
No,
bro. If
I
you can't
have
handle
no,
it,
no,
kick
no,
me.
no, no, no. I.
No,
What
no,
did
no,
you
no,
say?
no.
Go ahead.
Do it, Dave. Do it, Dave. Listen, if you know you bit off more than you chew, do it. No one's gonna judge you.
Napoleon, just if I took our conversation from start to finish, from you saying that you feel guilty to being white, all the way through the terrorist attacks and whatnot, if I just took it to somebody that they're not religious at all, they're not even pro-Trump, do you think you sound wise or good?
Do I think I sound what? Do you think I care about the validation of some yank?
Okay, what about if I took it to somebody in your country
Again,
and
do you think I care about the validation of some Brit?
oh,
That's the difference. It's
I
weird how you decide to ask me that.
I got
That
you.
says a lot about your own mentality, bro. Do you do things for validation or what?
I got you. If your boss heard this conversation, what would he say?
I'd get sacked.
You would get fired, right? Sack means
Yeah.
fired over there. So why would you go on the internet and say these things?
Why not?
Well, the internet is forever, right? And what I do is if you click the link in my bio, my first social media is a YouTube, and
Yep.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this video to YouTube, so it'll be there forever. And my
So,
hope
so
is
how many views, how many subscribers do you get?
I don't have many. I just started it, but
Okay,
my
so
hope
that's
is
irrelevant then.
well, my hope is Napoleon that somebody figures out who the fuck you are, um, and maybe I'll make it a mission. Let's figure
I,
out who the
I, I
fuck
think you
Napoleon
you
is.
overestimate your own capabilities. You
Okay, no
overestimate how
problem.
many
I
people care about you.
overestimate it. No problem.
Yeah.
So
I think
it,
more
it
people have
is what
enjoyed
it is.
listening to me than you, Dave.
Of course, Napoleon. Of course, you're a great guy. Very intelligent. Great personality. 100%. I think people will enjoy listening to you.
Yeah, man.
Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck is wrong with people? All right, I'm going back to the other app for a little bit. I might be back in a little bit. Um, But that's that. And I'm going to put this on YouTube right away. That guy's a fucking moron. Napoleon W, of course. All right. I'll be back in a little bit. Love you all. Be back in a little bit. Love you all. Back in a little bit. Love you all.